Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Kart Chaser here, where we're back for the afternoon session of the Indy Karting Challenge here at the K1 circuit here in Whiteland, Indiana. Only just a little bit south of Indianapolis, so you know that things are going to be away. We've got 206 cadets currently on their qualifying run here to kick off our afternoon. So getting things going a little bit earlier in the day. Looks like the weather is nice and sunny. It feels like it's 80 degrees outside. The wind, you can see from the flag, has absolutely kicked off. But we have 206 cadets out running their qualifying session. Everyone's ran a warm-up session. The Kid Kart final happened earlier, and now it is just a case of getting these afternoons running. 206 cadets here running through and getting things started. It's myself, Brad. I am joined by Sheldon up here in the booth. And Sheldon, to tell you what, I am excited for this afternoon session. The morning session was a lot of fun. We ended it off on a high note with KA seniors absolutely putting on a show. And you've already told me that the afternoon there's plenty of names to watch, plenty of things to keep your eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely looks like we got a bit of a population boost here. Is some stragglers showing up here for the later in the afternoon and early evening events. I've noticed that the Geist family has made their appearance, which that's always going to be fun to watch because they bring so much speed, as we currently have the camera focused on the 53 machine of Grace Geist. Look for a little bit of pace right now to that kart, but still on the track nonetheless, and definitely standing out with the pink and white livery on that machine. But at the top of the board right now, Grayson Waite setting the best time currently with a 39.875, about a tenth and a half over second place James Fox, which we saw how fast James Fox was earlier, as James Fox now jumps to the top of the board with 39.5.
Yeah, good time to jump up there from him as we continue along through. Just watch. I would really say there's plenty of names to watch through the field, through all of our classes here as we go through. Checkered flag is out for 206 Cadet Qualifying. You're joining us here free on Kart Chaser, but of course remember that after qualifying sessions, which move pretty quick here at this K1 circuit here for this one-day Indy Karting Challenge. After this, we do go behind the paywall for the heats and the finals, just like we did this morning. So if you're joining us here, make sure you join Kart Chaser Premium and the Kart Chaser membership to go through. Here is your unofficial results for 206 Cadet Qualifying. The cadets, of course, being the 7 to 10-year-olds with 245-pound class. Fox, Wake, Laser, McNeely, Jorgensen, Hale, Hall, and Geist. They're the 9 karts, with the name that's missing there being Diesel Maxwell. That's a name you should recognize from this morning. Extra 5 horsepower just for the cool Mohawk.
Yeah, there's a straw Mohawk there where the card number should be. Wouldn't know who we're talking about.
Absolutely. Coming up next is 206 Sportsman will be the next ones to run out. This is the 8 to 12-year-old class, 265 pounds. So they are going to be the next ones to take the track. They're a quick class, a feisty little class. We'll see how they get together as they're getting the karts brought up to the starting grid now. 206 Sportsman being let out. And you can see somebody just going a little bit further behind there, trying to get things going as the gate opens up. And looks like just starting time there for qualifying, catching slightly off guard there for the for that driver. We'll see if we can get a quick ping on who that is really quick as we are outgoing and getting things through. We talked about it this morning here, Sheldon, but 8-corner track, tons of passing opportunities though.
Well, on paper, yeah, but I mean, we really saw a lot of these guys struggle to make passes in the earlier events this morning. It looked like we were kind of more akin to a walk-off scenario with a lot of these races. So it's going to be interesting to see if, with the strength of field increasing as we get into the later hours of the day, if we don't see a little more aggression, a little more pace out of some of these guys.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit. The big thing that I think we really saw that caught me off guard was the switchbacks were very strong. So you'd have somebody do a pass there into turn 3, but then immediately pass back in turn 4, and then they'd end up side by side through turn 5 all the way down to 6. So that was really, I think, what caught me off guard. Usually, when you see someone make a pass, the pass is done and dusted. But here, nobody was able to have a good time with that and get that pass done. It was always oh, I'll pass you, but nope, I'll take the spot right back. Oh, nope, now you're going to pass me again. Oh, I'll come right back through. And that was kind of the story for me of the morning that really caught me off guard.
Currently, Blake Martinez showing the same pace that we saw earlier out of him in the 38 kart, sitting just a tenth above Courtney Robbins on the 28 machine. Close fight here for the pole position for the sportsman class. And Martinez, man, he put together an absolute heater this morning in his final. So that 38 car, he's definitely figured something out about this place.
And Martinez very, very confident, tons of pace in there. So we'll just have to kind of keep an eye and see what happens here for Martinez. Robbins, Heinzen. We also saw that 767 of Christopher Heinzen running this morning. So good to see Christopher Heinzen back for the afternoon as they run through and around and continue this run. 5-minute qualifying sessions, 5 minutes plus 2 laps for the heats, 10 minutes plus 2 laps for the final here on your Saturday around this K1 Indy circuit as we go through. And that 38 still putting in absolute stonkers of laps. It was the 39.9 last lap, only Kart in the 39s. Let's see this lap as they cross the line. Where will Blake Martinez be? Blake Martinez will be crossing the line, and time is going to come out as a 39.7, even faster this time. But Courtney Robbins crosses 39.5. So that is impressive, a tenth and a half ahead of Blake Martinez in terms of pace.
Yeah, that was a heater a lap out of Courtney Robbins. So it looks like this one's not going to be as cut and dry as we were thinking on paper, which is really going to be interesting to see these two go toe-to-toe in the later stages once we get to the final and the heat here this afternoon. Courtney is closing the gap, too. Look at that.
Yeah, Blake Martinez comes across with a 39.5 now. So Blake Martinez by 0.03 of a second is now back up ahead. But yeah, this is going to be a close one. It looks like when Courtney can put a lap together, that lap is very, very good. But Martinez, in terms of pace, has been trying to just hold on as much as possible. But I have a feeling that once we come into the heat and the feature, those two are going to be very, very close together here as the 206 Sportsmen have 60 seconds left to go.
I will also say do not count out Christopher Heinzen, too, sitting there with a 39.6, just a tenth off of the pole time. A lot of want to be sleeping on Christopher.
Martinez goes a little bit faster yet again. 39.537 now improves. So continuing to find time coming up and around here as Robbins and Heinzen are continuing to push, try to find time. They're sticking together while that 38 has gotten a little bit more of a gap through, is kind of running a little bit cleaner on their own as they go through. And around that 28 of Robbins is the Kart ahead of Heinzen. There is the 38 just in the bottom of your picture. 15 seconds left to go, so they'll cross the line and get one more lap, I believe. The start-finish line is right there where the flagman is, even though the tram lines exit out into turn 2. If you joined us this morning, I said that a lot. One, because that's just for my own reminder that the tram lines are there going into turn 2 and not into turn 1 like I would usually expect them to be. But it kind of shows where those different lines are as we come through. Checkered flags out on qualifying. Is anyone going to put in a last-second Hail Mary of a lap here, Sheldon?
Had to be one heck of a lap. Courtney's kind of backed off the pace here a little bit, running at 39.8 the last lap. Same thing goes for Heinzen, but Blake Martinez still out here setting gold. Cross the stripe this time. It's a 41 the last lap for Martinez, so no gain in time from anybody in the top 4. So Blake Martinez is going to walk away with the pole. Courtney Robbins second. Christopher Heinzen third. These guys separated only by 0.2 of a second here in qualifying for their best lap. And still not sure who the 4th starter is, but they set times.
They did set a time through. They look consistent in terms of pace, though. I will say, looking through, even though they were 4 seconds off, whoever that mysterious 4th card is, they were very consistent in their pace lap after lap, which is, something that we see every once in a while. Next class to come out, already up in the grid, ready to go here for the qualifying session. 206 Sportsmen just went out. I believe this will be your 206 Masters that come through. And for those of you curious about what's the difference between the Sportsmen and the Masters, well, let me tell you, there's a lot here. The 206 Sportsmen, remember, that's the 8 to 12-year-olds and 265-pound weight class of karts. 206 Masters, this is 35 and up in age, 375-pound karts. They are very fast. They are very quick. They are very wise. We're going to see a good battle coming through here as we still have a driver trying to put the helmet on.
Yeah, there goes the neck support. And into the 19 machine. I got a good idea. I know exactly who that is.
I believe we saw the 19 run this morning.
Yeah, that would
mistaken.
be McCorkadale. Get ready to see some more chaos out of him so fast. Let's look at the field here. Everybody grinning up. I recognize the 647 too. I just can't place the name right now off the top of my head.
Same here, and I'm trying to think who that might be. Track official ready to open it up. We've got karts kind of pulling through, trying to get into position. One driver just now sitting down in the kart. 206 Masters release the Hornet's Nest. They are ready to run their laps around here. And I say Hornet's Nest, really I should say Cicada's Nest.
And I will tell you, my friend, you're in for a treat here. Because looking at the board, the names we have, these are familiar faces for me up here. You got Evan McCorkadale, as we alluded to. Matt Geist out there, really talented behind the wheel. Evan McCorkadale, Geist, and Tony put on probably one of the best battles I have ever witnessed in a karting event just last year here at the circuit. And pretty excited to see that. We've also got J. Brian Williams making a return here in the afternoon. We saw what he did earlier in that 75 kart and expecting to see more of it. A lot of familiar faces and familiar names here. Currently, fastest one across the line is going to be Evan McCorkadale for lap one with a 41.357, but Scott Hamble really close with a 41.382. Your first three karts separated by about just a little over a tenth and a half.
And I'll tell you right now, that first lap is kind of deceptive because it really is still an out lap, even though it's going here as we continue along. Let's just see how things go as we watch everyone come through. That 531 of Geist, I love it when I see a driver show up in jeans for some reason. It just shows that they mean business for some reason, and I never can place it as we cross the line here. Times continue to come down. Brian Williams, 39.397. No surprise from anyone there to see Brian Williams drop that time.
Say what, everywhere that Mad Geist unloads, he shows up with one goal in mind, and that's how to be the best. But right now, Brian Williams is the best with a 39.397. Carrying on the momentum that we saw earlier this morning. At 75 kart, always good to see. Corkadale close second right now, just 300ths behind J. Brian Williams. And Troy Tony, 24 kart, looking good too.
Everybody looking very comfortable here. More times come across. McCorkadale runs to the top of the board with a 38. First driver in the 38s here today as we go through. Scott Hamble in second. Brian Williams there in third. And Troy Tony. I'm going to mess that name up like 3 or 4 times. Troy, I apologize in advance if you're watching this later. Troy Tony in fourth place there. Matt Geist into fifth. But top 5 separated by under half a second. That's a significant margin there. That's an insignificant margin for the top 5, and it shows that when race pace comes down to it, those top 5 are going to be elbow to elbow, bumper to bumper, and they're kind of already practicing it here as they're all running nose to tail coming through. A track where the draft is very important, and now Brian Williams top of the timing tables. Every lap, it's going to flip until the end.
Yeah, what you're going to see out of this class with this top 5, these drivers, they are so matched for pace and so talented, as well as fairly aggressive. You're going to see... You thought we talked about crossovers, switchbacks, and slide chops like crazy earlier? Oh, buddy, you're in for a treat because you're going to see plenty of that on store with these guys.
And as they continue along here, continue to follow each other. Again, not battling. Everyone's kind of just following single file here, just trying to keep the pace up. I mean, if you feel like you're a little bit faster, you feel like you're faster. Scott Hamble across the line with a 38.6. Now we have a driver into the 38s. Again,
also,
as we go.
Hamble getting to the top there from being deep in the field or deep in the scoring the first handful of laps. So the 641 machine really doing well as it comes up to temp here, and driver gets a little more experience here around the speedway.
1:10 left to go here in qualifying, and I got to ask the one billion question. Who will take down Scott Hamble? Who can get into the 38.5s? 38.680 is where we're at. Can anyone get into the 38.5s?
I can tell you, first through fifth. That's your bet right there. I couldn't tell you which one of them. One of them's gonna figure it out here, though.
Troy Toney improving to a 38.784 here, up into second place now, right on the back of Hamble, trying to keep things together, figure things out. Brian Williams still down in pace on third. Let's see here as they cross the line this time. It'll be about 10 seconds to go, I believe, when they cross the line, if I can do my track math correctly in terms of timing. Cross the line here as the next laps come through. McCorkindale up into second, just barely off of Scott Hamble by half a tenth here as they come through. Top four separated by under 0.2 of a second. Top five separated by less than 0.4 of a second.
Checkered flag is in the air as it sits right now. Scott Hamble, your pole sitter with a 38.6. Does anybody have a heater stored? Next one across the line is going to be Evan McCorkindale. Keeping an eye on the board here. Got a little bit of a ways to go, though.
Yeah, still trying to see there. And Tony Williams, Geister together in a pack. So no improvement from McCorkindale. No improvement from anyone as they cross the line, it appears. So Hamble with a mega time there. 0.2 of a second the lap time. That's impressive, you have to say. But no, it was a 38.680 for Scott Hamble. I don't think he'll get around this track in 0.2 of a second. I'm a little scared if he does.
We're going to take it through tech if it gets around here through in 0.2 of a second. Somehow he has snuck the engine out of an SR-71 Blackbird into the thing.
Literally, McCorkindale, Tony, Brian Williams, Geister, top five, all separated by 0.4. Spilling in P6. Cutshaw, Demon, and Stevens, your top nine there in the 206 Masters qualifying session. So now we go back to the staging area. Who's staging up now after that 206 Master session? KA Juniors. This is your 12 to 15-year-olds. Trying to make a name for themselves around this Indianapolis area. 320-pound karts, and these are best friends or mortal enemies, and there's never an in-between with it as they get out going, get this class rolling, moving and grooving. 4 out. Looks like we may have a couple more karts making their way out of the pit area. There's the 6th kart to come through, so 6 karts getting into the run of this track, and they're all names that we know are fast. Getting things moving and grooving here. The number 800 of Lucian Laser is the first kart out on track there in the front. Galleon, Ward, Lappin, Patton, and Avalos, your 6 karts out as they get first times in and get first moments going. Evan Patton with a 37.5 second lap just jumps out of nowhere, and that was the first lap. Kart still warming up, finding some time here as they come through. Let's see if anyone has an answer to that 37.5 second lap, and Laser does with a 35.7 coming through. 35.9, 35.6 from Evan Patton. Sheldon, these guys are improving so fast. These drivers have absolutely showed up to show out. They are quick, they are fast, they are feisty, they are sliding these karts around. This is going to be a really, really close field.
A lot of talent on story here. We watch these guys make their way through this fairly complicated circuit. Down the home straightaway across the line this time, Evan Patton with more improvement at 35.094, just about a flat 0.2 of a second above second place Mason Galen.
Ridiculous times coming out of all these drivers right now as they go through. I said that this was going to be a very competitive class. I said that. I knew I meant it. I didn't realize they were going to take it this competitively. 6 karts separated by 1 second here coming around this track, and all of them continuing to improve as they
and
cross
there's a 34. There's a 34. Galleon's going to run a 34.949, but Evan Patton's going to take that right back with a 34.861 to put him back on top of the chart.
How far down into the 34s are they going to get? That is my follow-up question to this. 34.8s? Do we see a 34.7? Is there a 34.6? Is there a 34.5 in the mix? I don't know what to ask for at this point because these KA juniors are absolutely flying.
I think it's going to have to be a pretty remarkable lap to get lower than a 34.8. I can say that much. That seems kind of the top out point here, but look at how much pace these karts have as we do break a 34.8 as soon as I say no. Evan Patton taking a 34.6. Thank you. Thank you for showing that the commentator curse is still very strong and alive.
I was about to say, isn't that the case of a commentator? We say, no, that's not possible, and then somebody does it. I mean...
Oh, yeah, every time.
I don't know.
Especially with, like, the iRacing broadcast. I'll go and say something. I'll go, like, as soon as I say something good about a driver... we cut the camera away for 10 seconds, turn it back on, they're backed up into the fence.
Always. Always how it works.
I just stopped giving people flowers during the broadcast until we got like 3 laps to go. And they decided they want to wreck then, and that's on them.
I was about to say, number 1 rule of commentary is do not compliment a driver because you will more than likely ruin their day. And I've had drivers send me messages after races and say, hey, you said I was doing good and then I wrecked. Why'd you do that? Not saying that they always blame me, but just saying they usually blame me here. As Patton now goes ahead and continues to put in times. Avalos up into second in the number 7 there ahead of Laser with a 34.873 and 34.7s now for Evan Patton. I think we've seen the fastest times possible out of Evan Patton with a 34.693, but 30 seconds left to go in qualifying. Can anyone beat a 34.693? I'm going to tell you not likely, and that is not a case of none of these karts are fast. This is a case of all of these karts have probably just kind of met their sort of line of where they have here as they'll cross the line. Let's see here. They may get this lap plus one more. 10 seconds left to go. Mason Galleon and Lucian Lacer swap positions, and Evan Patton with a 34.8. So Evan Patton losing time over the last few laps, not able to improve. Full field separated by a second. Checkered flag is out. Let's see if there's any more times when they finally cross the line.
I think these guys have definitely reached past the optimal point for lap time on these tires already. Especially with such a close field, man. I mean, these guys are running times faster than anybody has all day, and we're within 0.2 of a second as we still have pickup here. A 34.7 from Mason Galleon. Gonna bring him up into second place. Lucian Laser bringing it home third with Andrew Avalos going to the top of the board last second with a 34.647.
Where did that come from Avalos?
Just snuck that by.
I mean, hello. All right, Andrew Avalos, one to watch. That was a sleeper agent style lap. Just very end, saved it to the last second.
That's amazing. That's going to bump Evan Patton down to second, Mason Galleon down to third, Lucian Laser going to be sitting in fourth. Mason Ward going to be fifth on the grid, followed by Jordan Lapin in sixth.
Amazing.
Andrew, where did that come from?
I don't know. Where did that come from? Shifting gears, though, from the shock of that is KA Juniors, of course, love to do the KA Junior things. 206 Lights now take to the track here. Our next to last class, the last class I'm really excited about, but these 206 Lights are going to be a lot of fun as well. 206 Lights running the Briggs & Stratton engine, 15 years and older, 340-pound engine, or 340-pound weight class, not a 340-pound engine. Be a little concerned because
that's a chunky boy right there.
I was about to say, basically they're running a 4-cylinder and a go-kart. I don't know if I want to see that. But no, they are 340-pound weight class coming through. So, and we'll see what these 206 lights are able to put down. Again, we're bringing you all this coverage for free here on Kart Chaser. If you want to see how the heats and how the finals go, you got to join us and become a Kart Chaser member. Be sure to do that. It's $9.99 a month, and that gets you access to all of the content as it happens live throughout your weekends, and it supports everything we do here. So if you're joining us after the next session, well, then we greatly appreciate it. If not, well, then I hope you enjoyed this morning, and I hope you've enjoyed the qualifying coverage today. 206 lights, already a minute in. That's the thing with a 5-minute session, is these sessions move so quick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything here, though, has moved fast today, whether it be the qualifying, the races, and then the transition in between. This facility always does such a great job getting everybody off track, getting the next round of cars queued up and ready to go. No hesitation. Always great work being done here at Whiteland Raceway Park.
Yeah, they definitely don't mess around when it comes to things. And of course, this is a one-day event, so I think everyone here recognizes kind of it's a one-day event. There's not like a real chance to kind of reschedule things. So they kind of take that into consideration as well. Levi Wilbur, currently top of the timing tables with a 38.475, a 38.800 from Colin Harden in second place. 8 karts currently in this class. See who can land where in terms of their times.
Once again, first 3 karts under a blanket as far as lap times go. Just a 10th separating first from third at the moment. Andrew Goldman going to sneak up into fourth, but not for long, because here comes Andrew Petrie with a 39.226.
Great.
Clay Robbins now taking over the 4th position.
C. Harden, top of the timing table with a 38.0, able to find some time. So, but 2 minutes left to go. And again, I think the track conditions, I don't think you could ask for better track conditions here in Whiteland. 72-degree air temp. It feels like it's 80 degrees outside with the sun, but a 14-mile-an-hour wind gust. Consistent wind coming in from the northwest at about 7 miles an hour. So, I mean, I don't think you could ask for better track conditions. Maybe a little bit lighter on the wind, but I bet the wind feels good for everyone there. So it balances itself out as they go. But that temp is just perfect for getting these karts to run just right.
Pretty calm right now, just looking at the board. Not much pickup out of Andrew Petrie, who just crosses the line. We got a caution on the speedway right now. One kart stalled out there at the bottom of the corner, but getting it back going.
Just trying to find the edge, the limits of grip. Sometimes you got to spin it to find the limit. So you watch there as they go through, bring things around, now come out and through, and, you know, not ideal usually to spin like that, but you got to push, you got to find the limits, and sometimes to find the limit, you got to go over the limit. So thankfully, no harm, no foul. Kart didn't run off the track there through turn 6 and was able to get back out, get going here as drivers continue to cross the start-finish line here. 30 seconds left to go in qualifying here, and let's see, can anyone dethrone a 38.0?
And it's possible, but these guys are going to get the elbows out here with just 21 seconds remaining. Not much time left to do it. Colin Harden looking like he's got this thing figured out, sitting at the top of the board with a 38.022. 0.2 of a second over second place Colton Kelly.
I think Colton could definitely find a little bit more time here. Checkered flag is out. Final laps will be coming in now as our wonderful flagman there is, again, the best flag waves I've ever seen from someone. And I need this person to start a class. Whoever you are, I need you to start a class on how to properly wave a flag, because you're very clearly doing an amazing job there. As Colin Harden goes through, Colton Kelly in second, Levi Wilbur, Clay Robbins in fourth, Andrew Petrie in P5, Zachary Allen, Andrew Goldman, Tyler Sims, your 8 karts that round out the senior light qualifying. And that leaves us with one class left to go, Sheldon. And this This is shifter karts. This is Cadet Junior Shifter.
You see, the shifting gears statement you said a couple minutes ago, I feel like you could have saved that one. It would have been well on brand here.
I really should have, but I didn't. So
you see, you said it. You got me excited. I was like, oh, is it shifter time? I mean, definitely excited for senior lights, but at the same time, man, those shifter karts, you'd see some crazy stuff happen with those.
All right, no shifter karts is what I'm being told. So let's see who the next ones are coming out. So it's 206 cadets coming out.
.206 cadets will put on a great show, I'm sure.
That they will. That'll get us ready, I believe, for the heats then if it's the cadets coming out next. So we're going to take a second here and step aside up in the booth. A couple of schedule changes happening there that we're going to just reacclimate ourselves into. Stick with us here. We actually are going to be ready racing for the afternoon. So stick with us here, and we'll be right back here momentarily on Kart Chaser. If you've joined us only for qualifying, we do appreciate you. But other than that, we'll see you on the other side so we can go ready racing to get this Saturday afternoon underway.
All the way up to the finish line. Who is it going to be? It's Sean Perez who wins in Crescent.
Ty Fisher wins $1,000 in KA100 Jr.
Alex Stanfield played it perfectly here. Told him to wait. Stanfield wins the Duffy in 2024 for TV Karts.
Amarillo Kart Complex is now the official distributor for TV Kart in the continental U.S. Become a dealer today.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
Let's go race.
Come on, man.
Florida Kart Racers, you asked for it and we're going to bring it. Introducing Florida Karting Championship, FLKC, a brand new racing series coming to Florida in 2026.
Hey, what's up, Caleb?
What's up, Brandon?
You sound defeated. A long day at the office?
Yeah, got stuck at a cat food marketing meeting for like 3 hours. I don't know a thing about cat food, and I don't even work in marketing. And then I got sent on a coffee run like I was some sort of intern. Then at the end of the day, when I want to go get gas, I just realized everything is so darn expensive nowadays, man.
Yeah, you got that right.
Like, do you have any idea how much we're spending on Netflix?
It's like $20 a month.
Do you know how much we're spending on cable?
That's like $50 a month.
But you know what isn't expensive?
Tell me.
Kart Chaser Premium. For only $9.99 a month, you can watch all of the American karting action live from coast to coast. Subscribe and become a member today.
Paulie Massimino wins in KA. Paulie Massimino is a winner in OKN Stars.
Take your driving to the next level with one-on-one coaching from 2024 OKN Stars champion, Paulie Massimino. Kart rental options are available if you'd like to keep yours at home, and drivers in all classes are welcome, from Briggs 206 to Mini to KA100 and X30. With in-depth data analysis, onboard video footage review, and lead follow on-track sessions, each private coaching session will see you end as a more complete driver than when you started. Book your coaching session now.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that acceleration kart racing